Hello, Taurus. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, I am Nicole. Welcome aboard. If you're new to the channel, I don't know why I feel the need to say this, but I'm going to say this anyhow. This is about as real as it gets. Like, this is my life. This is my home. This is my space. Yes, I roll up here in my PJs sometimes doing the thing. Not even really PJs, but comfy clothes, whatever. When I feel compelled to sit down and do these readings, that's when I have a seat and I do these. It's all spiritually directed. So if you're here for a spiritual experience, here it is. Thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, and commented. To those of you who have booked personal reads, who've been members and channel members, subscribers, thank you all so very much for your love and support. Thank you for the donations. Personal reads are open. Channel memberships are open. All that information can be found on the channel page, and the email to reach out to me is in the description box below and the About section. So with that, Taurus, this is going to be your read for January 2025. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Cross watcher, if that is you, pay attention to the read. Spirit is also saying North Node. So Taurus, if you have your North Node in Taurus, this could be for you as well. So just pay attention. All right, Taurus, let's see what's happening here. It's you or us. You or us, Taurus. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's happening here. All right, Spirit, for Taurus, January 2025, what does Taurus need to know? There's a lot of things that I think Spirit's calling it materializing in your world. And that to me is circumstances, people, places, things, money. Things are starting to materialize in the sense of a deeper awareness to things. And I will also point out, as I'm doing this reading, tomorrow is the full moon in Cancer as well. Pisces and Virgo just moved into the North and South nodes as well. So be cognizant of those changes in the ethers right now too, because they're playing a major role in the direction in which we are headed. So Taurus, let's see what is going on for you. Taurus in January, Spirit. 3 cards came out, all sideways. Spirit's telling me not to keep these, but to look at these. So Scorpio, investigate, which is an 8, goes around, comes around, karmic, infinite loop. Conjunction, alliance, trine, sextile, symbiosis, which is creativity. I'm going to tell you, Taurus, the way this feels to me is that there's a big push from Spirit here to address the fact that, again, I just did a reading for Scorpio. That's your equal opposite sign. So if you've got Scorpio placements, check that out. It's uploading as we speak. There's 52 weeks in a year. Okay, I don't even know where this is going, but I'm going to go with what Spirit's giving me. There are 52 weeks in a year, Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, Taurus, that has, there's something about the timing of events, Taurus, that is like looking at it in like a year's review, okay? We've got Mars in retrograde, so no big surprise there. And going, these are the things, or people, places, myself, whatever, that I'm aligning to at this time. And it's requiring me to have to really look at who's going my way. It's like some Lenny Kravitz. Go your own way, go, whatever it is. It's who is really, like I'm going to call it a flock of geese. They fly in that V, they fly together. They have to work together in order to make things happen. And I think there's a review here, Taurus, going on in January for you that says it's almost like you're throwing things away. Okay? Like you're throwing people, feelings away to the side and going, these are not, this is not the way, not even, this isn't the way. This is, I'm trying to find the best way to explain this because they're not giving me, words. They're giving me this feeling. And Taurus, I see you in like one thing, person, maybe a child, because it feels younger than you, that you're focused on, like that's where your alliance lies. That's the most important thing to you. And everything else is just like being thrown into the void. Okay, so I hope that's making sense, the way I'm explaining that. For Taurus in January, Spirit, what does Taurus need to know? What does Taurus need to know? Saturn structures, Sagittarius expand, coming out sideways. This Saturn structures, Taurus, to me, is Spirit saying reliving the past, okay? And that's fine. Like, go back, review things, of course. But this is about your foundations. This is about your long-term life, longevity, the way things have been built. And you've seen, I will say, you have seen highs and lows. You've seen good and bad, right? It's like it would be the same thing as a relationship. There's high points, there's low points, Taurus. And it's understanding that, like, understanding where you feel shot down. Okay, where you feel shot down. And as I say this and I flip the deck over, there's the partnership card. There's a determination within you, Taurus, that goes, I want home to feel like home. What? Comforts, right? And that's you, right? When I say comforts, Taurus, that's you. The comforts of home, the comforts of life. So I feel like you're getting back to the characteristics of a Taurus, right? Yourself. Getting back to the characteristics of Taurus. And exploration, 2 cards. Tension, square, semi-square, quincunx, I can never say it right. 9 and 11. So 9-11 could be of importance to you. You have 2 9s and a 6 here. That's endings as well with the 9s entrance. Taurus, for some of you, Spirit is saying you're going to be giving ultimatums to certain situations. And I don't think you're going in forcefully and going, here's the deal. It's this or that, and that's the end. I feel like you're giving opportunities to people or situations to allow them to make some sort of determination as to where they fit for you. Letting some things play out and seeing where that goes. Your desires are also shifting this year. And as they are shifting, it does create this tension, this turmoil, this maybe internal anxiety. But I also feel like it's like this, you look at, like, I think it's apes, right? And they beat their chest. It's almost like having 2 male apes, trying to pull rank in a group of monkeys, of all ways to explain this. And it's like, who's going to beat their chest the hardest? And I feel like there is a bit of a clash between 2 people. I feel like, Taurus, you are the one in this situation who is forging a path forward or trying to do something different. And there's 52 weeks in a year. It's like you may be accounting for certain weeks, like saying this happened this week, this happened that week. Like, there's certain dates and time frames. You may be very specific on dates. Like, that may be something that just genuinely sticks with you. Like, you can remember, like, a random date because this happened that day. Like, I don't know. It's weird. But you're looking back at, like, the time frames around something and going, this is where the conflict happened. This is how it happened. And I'm open to something new. And I'm going to tell you, Taurus, if you're tied to somebody, and it's funny because you are the fixed sign, but if you are tied to somebody else who's got a fixed viewpoint of they just want to do things the way they've always done it, you're stubbornly meeting them at the same space. So that whole beating of the chest thing, right? Like pushing against each other. It's like, who's going to stand down first? Spirit saying it's a powerful position to be in if you play your cards right. So, 3rd house communication. It's like you are something around finances too, your resources. You're trying to up-level that stuff. Some of you could be taking on a side hustle, changing jobs, going, maybe we've had a rough time financially in these areas, and these things need to change. Somebody else's goals or visions don't align. I think this is on a financial matter, Taurus. They don't align with the way your life is going. So there could be some trouble around money. There could be some trouble around stability, home security. And you're like, this is over expenditures. This is, what do I want to call this? Just two situations not being on the same page. I don't even know how else to explain that. The structured cards comes out with the Page of Cups. Dreaming, envisioning, hoping for. you know, it's like, I feel like in the last 52 weeks, and that sounds so crazy because we're here in January, right? But the last 52 weeks, Taurus, you've watched some dreams kind of go down the shitter. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, I'm gonna be point blank with you guys. And it's like when pigs fly. If we stay the course of which we are on, when pigs fly, this will happen. It's dreamy, it's illusionary, and it's like these things don't mix, Taurus. They don't mix. It's like somebody else could also have their head in the clouds, Two of Pentacles. Like, how do you balance those two things? Right? If someone's complacent and you are like, hey, let's strive for more, let's do more, let's go off into the sunset and do whatever, right? There you are, Hierophant. It's a spiritual awakening, Taurus, in regards to these certain situations. And you've got a situation around you, again, could be your person, it could be work, it could be anything, it's this constant influx of highs and lows. You're up, they're down, you're up, like whatever, or they're up and you're down, whatever. But I do feel like their energy is transferring into who you once thought you were. So it's like they've had a bigger impact, or the situations have had a bigger impact on you than you even realized. And it's like they're not willing to be transparent with you either about something. Like, they don't, whether this is the communication Spirit's bringing back through with that Mercury card, like, they may not just communicate with you about things. It's like they just assume that you're going to read their mind, and assume that you're going to know what they want to do or how they want to do it. And you may try to have conversations with this person about dreams, goals, visions, Nine of Cups and Three of Cups. Like, let's work together. Like, there's this big emphasis on what do we need to do together to make this work, or fix this, or strive for more, or do better, whatever it might be. And I can't help but say, like, it's like each man for their own. Like, you know, it's, well, this is what I want, this is what I desire, but also, how do I get there when you're going for this thing and I'm going for that thing? 12-12 on the clock. Spirit is saying pay attention to the 12th, which, that's today. Today's the 12th. And pay attention to the 22nd of the month. So there's a 10-day span in there, 9 to 10 day span, Spirit's talking about as well. 9 and 3 could be of significance when it comes to dates, time frames, things of that nature as well. And you also have 2 other 9s out here. You have 3 9s altogether on the table, Taurus. So, you know, it's, Spirit says it's just a real complex situation. So let's see here. What does this say? The 9 of Pentacles has showed up so many times. You now have 4 9s on the table. Taurus, big endings to things. I think that was the Chariot. No, it was the King of Pentacles. Taurus, there you are. That is my card of Taurus, and what's the way I view Taurus. The comforts, sorry, I need to adjust here. The comforts, the luxury, the sitting back, waiting, watching things become fertile is also what I'm hearing. So they're maturing in aspects. You're going from the 9 of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles in this expansion energy of Sagittarius. Some of you could have been returning to work after some maybe medical care, medical attention as well. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Taurus, again, you leaning into I'm ready to start fresh. Somebody else going, hold on a minute here. Spirit is asking me to grab this particular Page of Pentacles out of the deck. And I'm going to do that because these cards are very different. Not quite sure why, but we'll see what comes up with that particular card. Bear with me for a second. And they're telling me to find the Hierophant and the card behind it in this deck. So, well, let's see. We need the Page of Pentacles and the Hierophant here. Page of Pentacles. It's Page of Cups. Page of Pentacles. I don't think they've ever asked me to do anything like this, so bear with me for a second here. Page of Pentacles. Where in the world is it? Page of Pentacles. That's the Knight. Card behind the Hierophant, I said, was that the Chariot that come out. Look what's behind the Hierophant in this deck. Oops, the Chariot. I just dropped the Hierophant. Forward moving direction. Forward space. June through July could be very important for you. Page, what's behind the Six of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles? The Six of Cups. things in the past could have been, they started off simplistic, but they've become very convoluted. And, you know, this Page of Pentacles, somebody, I said over expenditures, right? Word on this card is overly materialistic, irresponsible with money. I said money matters. There it is. There's a strife here, Taurus, around money. There's a strife here around irresponsibility, somebody just not being mature to handle finances, resources, stability. And Taurus, that's you. You're used to being stable, comfortable. That's your wheelhouse. And if you feel like things are not moving in an efficient direction when it comes to this, it's like, I've got dreams, I had visions, I had plans, and this other person is just like, hey, I'm going to go out and do my own thing. It doesn't matter. I'm going to spend, I'm going to do, I'm going to roll in the weeds of whatever happens and just kind of go with it. And Spirit is saying that's not how we can, it's not what we're meant to do at this time. And I do think over 2025, Taurus in general, if you're wondering, like, we do need to watch our finances and our resources. We need to plan accordingly under the astrology and other things. So I think that you are going, like, I'm tired of being in this 9 of Pentacles energy. Like, yes, it's been great. It's been just enough. But again, this desire to change that way, because I feel like you've been knocked down in a lot of ways. Maybe, you know, you had somebody who needed money or needed things or time, energy, effort, right? Like, that's still a resource. And now you're like, I'm getting back to my A game here. And someone else may have to pull some weight. And I don't think that they are interested in pulling that weight. So let's see, this 9th house, you have the High Priestess, the Judgment card, the 7 of Cups. Taurus, it may feel to you like, I don't know, with the High Priestess, as much as she is a seer, a doer, a knower, I'm hearing the phrase, it falls on deaf ears. So you're making a judgment call. Somebody else or something else is like, well, now what? Like, I'm confused by this. This isn't, like, if you had a plan, if you got pushed into a plan, if you got pushed into a way of thinking or being, it's like the only thing you're seeking at this point is freedom, personal freedom from a situation. And for you, this confusion, and I'm definitely going to tell you that I feel like this is around your partnerships, is like, things may have taken off in a 52-week time period very quickly. A lot of things may have changed. A lot of things may have happened. It may have changed the dynamics. And you're seeing, you know, 2 people that could have been on a same page, or a job, whatever this was at some point was on a same page. They're not anymore. Whether, I almost feel like it's a personality conflict at this point, Taurus, with whomever you're dealing with. Like, this is just them being them and set in their ways. Like, they're showing up more stubborn than you are, which is random and crazy, because that's usually not the case, Taurus. Could be for a cross watcher, though. Who knows? It could be your Taurus if you're dealing with one. But they're very stuck in the ways. And I think that whatever impulsive moves that they've made, where they've spent money, not been careful in their planning, Spirit just said fighting a cause that wasn't worth fighting. They've created some instability as opposed to what you are comfortable with living in. That's causing problems. So I feel like, Taurus, throughout the end of January, that's going to be your forward focus, and I think that is causing some confusion. Spirit even saying, though, Taurus, 2 people who are materialistic. So that could be you and your person. Again, job, right? Like, they're trying to pinch pennies, and you're also trying to make money, right? You're doing a job, you want to get paid for it. So whatever this is, somebody here is trying to rebalance things, but I do feel like there's opposition to that balance. What is the likely outcome, Spirit? I don't want to say outcome, but just, you know, free will is always involved. What is likely to happen here with Taurus and their viewpoint on this matter? 10 of Cups, 7 of Wands. You're putting your foot down, Taurus, on something. 3 of Swords. Tired of suffering when it comes to your security. Like, I feel like Taurus, somebody has like kind of just played waylay with all parts of your life in some way. This could be, oh, you know, if it's a business, like maybe we'll be open, maybe we'll fill this role, maybe we won't, maybe we'll do this, maybe the story keeps changing. With if this is a personal relationship with somebody, this feels to me like some empty promises, doing things behind your back, even though I don't have the 7 or the 5 of Swords here. But it's enough that it's like you gave them the reins to see how they would show up, see how they would do, like, oh, you think you need to do this, then go do that. Go see what happens, you know, like, I'm not going to stifle you. And it's like you've given somebody the opportunity to see how they would show up. Like, you didn't have a reason not to trust or not believe in whatever they were trying to do at the time. And you realized that, and for some of you, you could have just, if you had health issues, you could have just been I'm going to call it unavailable to take care of certain things. So maybe you did have somebody overseeing things and they were making really stupid moves along the way. And it's like, I gave you, I don't know, we'll just say control of the checkbook and said, hey, make sure we always have X amount of dollars in there. You know, can you take care of this for me? And then you go back to it. And it's like, we're way beyond that minimum. Where did it go? What are we doing? Why is this an issue? Like, why would you take that, not even a leap of faith, but like a careless action to put us in jeopardy? So there's something around that that's like, there's a lot of conflict around money, Taurus, and I feel like you're putting your foot down, Knight of Swords. You're pissing somebody off in the process. It's like, again, it's like they're fighting for the right. 8 of Wands. Like this communication is going to come in probably pretty hot and heavy. They may say something very off the cuff, very mean, just aggressive in some sort, where it's like I said, you know, I said to you about that beating of the chest and that tension, right, Taurus? Look at these two. This is the way these cards came out. You've got two people abutting against each other, right? Like, it's like, I'm blocking you and you're coming after me. Like, how dare you? So this could be a very significant argument where you feel like you have to defend yourself in a position going, this doesn't even, again, doesn't make sense anymore. How do we build? Like, let's get back to the very basics. The Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups is like, I've made you offers. I've given you opportunity to do right by me with the Wheel of Fortune is what I'm hearing. Do right by me. Do right by the situation. You've chosen the opposite. And I feel like this is probably towards a little bit of resentment that's brooding up from within. That's like, you sat back, you were very patient in Taurus. You can be extremely patient and wait for years on things. And I do think that you've sat back patiently, trying to protect your home, your family, all of these things. And now it's like, I've watched enough. I've seen enough. Now I need to make some changes here. So for this person that Taurus is dealing with, what is their position in this? And they'll likely be Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, more careless action, more unpredictability, 10 of Wands. You could be holding them responsible. It's kind of like tough love with this 10 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune reverse, and the Queen of Cups on the bottom. It's kind of like tough love. Like, you've made your bed, here it is, lay in it. These are the consequences for actions. This is, you know, we're done meddling with all of these things. It's like, they could have, I don't know, let's just say, I don't know, maybe you guys were investing in stocks or something, I don't know, right? Tumultuous time in the economy. And you're taking losses, like you've got some here, some there, like all these different stocks, and it's like we need to bring into focus what the goal is here and make better educated decisions. But it's like, you're going, well, you know, this part of this was my money, so I'm going to take that back. And if you want to play waylay with the 10 cents you've got left, then go ahead, but I'm not investing in this anymore. It's creating strife for this person. And you're like, well, again, consequences, temperance. I told you, like, balancing things, 3 of Cups. Some of them could get on board in due time, but it's like they could be asking you for favors too, Taurus, with this temperance. Like, I don't know why I see it that way, but I feel like they could be asking you for favors. And I feel like, too, that when you go to say something or stand your position, they tend to cut you off as well. And it's like, now hold on a second here. Just slow down, would you please? Because it's like every time they've got something to say, you're supposed to listen, but they don't listen to you. They're trying to juggle two separate, I'm going to call this two separate lives. And it's like neither part of this is a spiritual lesson with the Star and the Four of Swords. Like, Spirit could be I'm going to tell you, will be putting this person on a timeout, or this situation on a timeout in some regard. Spirit could also be doing the same thing. This is for the purpose of their, for them to grow and to change and get past the money aspect and into love. And I feel like they've failed to date to do that. They're worried about what can be given to me. There's something worrisome. I feel like they're dealing with some deeper stuff, Taurus, that you've got no say over, really, at the end of the day. But this is for them to learn how to have to play nice with others. So you could be dealing with somebody who's very self-centered, who is very used to getting their own way, who wants to do it on their terms, have the control in a certain dynamic, and only give you what's left and say that should be good enough. That's not going to fly anymore. So there's a big awareness that's coming in with this energy about this partnership. And it's like Nine of Wands is, I'm tired, right? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of fighting, and that's being expressed in this two-party communication thing. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. But advice for Taurus in January. It's a very significant, pretty precise reading. So this may not be for all of you. But let's see here. I like to get down to the scheme of things here. Look at that. Progression arriving in abundance. You're going to get to where you're going, Taurus. It's just a matter of when. Like, whatever damage has been done, it's going to take a little bit of time to recoup that. Okay, I'm going to tell you that. I think by June, things are looking up. I don't know. What is that? Is that the shock card? Yeah. Sudden changes, epiphany is rolling in. Will this person be around at that point? I want to say yes. Okay. But I don't, again, free will, plain and simple. But I feel like there's, Taurus, this job, this person, this whatever, if you keep them around in the next 6 months, do know nothing's going to change. The coffin card. Nothing is going to change, because this is a karmic situation. So it can, jobs are fucking karmic too, right? The reality of what they are personally dealing with is something that they are not willing to address. And this cycle, whether it's been finances, emotions, I'm big heavy on the finances, resources, second house stuff here. If they're not willing to address that, the cycle will repeat, right? We don't heal it, it repeats. So needing to pay attention to that. What does Taurus need to do, Spirit? What's the advice here? They're showing you a part of yourself, though, too. But I don't think what a lot of you knew in the beginning, and I don't use this term loosely or lightly, is Taurus, they were using you for their own emotional fulfillment, their own needs. Toxic, codependent needs. You will begin again. You will move on from this, but I also will tell you, you also need to deal with your own fear of abandonment. So if you've let this person kind of run amok of life, you need to ask yourself why you're afraid of letting them go, if this is your story. Because the reality of this is they've emotionally manipulated you, backstabbing. Like, you could have seen this situation as beneficial, healthy from the start. And I think at some point that it probably was, but there was a key turning point that shifted that energy. Like, they fell back into a pattern or a routine for the sense of, they'll call it self-protection, but it's like they go out into this world and go, we're going to take this on and we're going to get them before they get us. Like, it's like almost, what's the word? I don't know, Taurus, what's the word that I'm looking for here? It's like almost like brainwashing. Like, we're going to do this and this because if not, then they're going to get us. Like, it's that, like, it's eat or be eaten. It's like they've made up something in their mind and somehow that has affected your resources. They've made a determination that the world is out to get them, victim mode. And I think you already had your own inner work to do. Obviously, we all do. And it's almost like they've added a wound. It's like having a cut on your arm going parallel or horizontally. And then they come in and they gash it this way. So now there's more damage done, right? It's like a scar over top, or a wound over top of an already wound that was there, so it deepens the wound. So now there's more work to do to heal. I hope that makes sense. But this is also highlighting your fear of abandonment or not feeling good enough about yourself. So do know that that needs to be your focus of self. All right, Taurus, big endings, 9999, lots of nines here. Sending you all so much love. Like, share, subscribe, 3113 on the clock. Mirroring energies. Personal reads are open and available. Info is in the description box below the About section of the page. I'm sending you all so much love. See you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.